Hadera Hbar and Ripple XRP, two absolute massive giant companies and two incredible digital assets that, in my opinion, will revolutionize pretty much every single industry, every single sector as well. And we're going to be talking about it. Welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. Guys, we are on the edge of 100,000 subscribers. I'm going to be doing a live stream once we do hit it to celebrate and also just to really kind of talk over some things with you guys. I truly do appreciate every single one of you out there for subscribing to the channel, being a subscriber for the channel as well, supporting the channel. I appreciate every single one of you. I am extremely thankful for every single one of you as well. And I cannot wait to grow this channel even more and really kind of go down this journey in crypto with all of you as well. So with that in mind, let's dive on in. Let's talk about a few things. Let's address this post from the other day that I did put a spotlight on, right? It was, I strongly encourage everyone to join the free Discord. There's going to be a link at the top of the description below. This is one of the most valuable and informative Discords out there, and it's completely free. There's a free side that has a ton of free crypto gems, free market strategies, guides, market trends, free charts, and there's also going to be new cheat sheets dropped in this Discord. And already we have a ton of testimonials from members of the Discord that have been absolutely loving it. So what are you waiting for? Go and click the link at the top of the description below and join the free Discord. RWA tokenization has surpassed DeFi in total assets, and this is only going to continue to grow and grow and grow. Now, this is actually from Chainlink. Now, for everyone out there that doesn't already know, right? Chainlink has so many connections back to the DTCC, Swift, major, elite TradFi names. It is one of the biggest blue chips in this space. And a lot of people can talk down on it, talk about the revenue model and things like that. That's totally fine, right? But we're really early in this space. But outside of that, right, look at the valuations here. I mean, just kind of looking at some of these values and then looking at where crypto is, it's like, all right, yeah, we have a lot of work to do. Because crypto itself has roughly like $2.5 trillion tied to it. Going back to the 2021 all-time highs, I think it was a little over 3 trillion. Versus some of these markets like the debt market that is $100 trillion, stock market $106 trillion, global real estate $380 trillion. Like the numbers here are just insane. And everyone thinks that crypto maybe it'll be 10 trillion by 2030. Maybe it'll be here by 2030. I don't think that it's easy to predict where crypto will be because I always look at technology and I always look at major innovations like what we are seeing now through tokenization. It's basically a fire, right? Once it starts, it's going to spread very quick. So once we see the first trillion hit on chain, 10 trillion and 100 trillion will follow very quick after that. And I know that sounds crazy, but once we see TradFi and every industry see just how efficient tokenization actually is, it's game over. Or I should say, maybe it's game on, right? But outside of this, recently Chainlink did make another post regarding this with KPMG. We have asset tokenization is not merely a technological innovation, but a paradigmatic shift in asset management and ownership within our increasingly digitized world. And this is from KPMG and also Singapore FinTech Association. And we could actually see down here, enabling seamless communication and interoperability between participant systems, both traditional and new, and on-chain and off-chain markets during the transaction lifecycle of tokenized assets becomes a critical factor for the industry. And here we actually have that full-on process. Now, also, think about the internal transactions on all of this because it is all smart contract related. It's all DLT related, blockchain related. And also think about the underlying market for this because once we have everything tokenized, after that, everything will be on chain. Every single transaction on chain, sells, buys, trades, swaps, everything will be on chain and it will, also have to be recorded on chain. So think about just how big this will be for the networks in the space that are at the forefront of tokenization. They stand to really kind of reap the rewards of what's happening around tokenization. Now, building on top of this, recently, Hadera, I made a video actually about Hadera and Chainlink and how they're, targeting tokenization and how it's going to be a big deal. Well, August 2nd, in Hong Kong, unlocking innovations and maximizing blockchain technology. This is with Chainlink, this is with Hadera, and a few other players like, Amazon Web Services, and even the Hashgraph. But this is where we start to kind of see heavy discussions. I love these meetings or conferences, whatever you want to call them. I love these events because it puts a spotlight on where we are at right now in terms of the innovation, in terms of the adoption cycle, and what we can expect in the coming weeks, months, and even years ahead. I understand that we can get caught up in the short term a lot, right? We could easily look at the chart. We could easily look at, Hbar or Xrp and be like, all right, well, yeah, it's not doing much. Yes, investing is investing. I mean, listen, things don't go up forever. Things go sideways. They sell off a little bit and then they go up. I always remind everyone, go back to the .com bubble. Go look at Amazon stock, right? Yeah, sure, you might say, whoever invested into Amazon back in, so-and-so year and held until here is an absolute genius. Yeah, it's the same exact thing with crypto. A lot of these altcoins and a lot of these networks are now becoming blue chips. Regardless of what anyone will say in the comments, regardless of what anyone will say about Hbar XRP, it does not matter to me because, listen, this is either we are investing in, the pillars that the new world will be built on, or we are investing into just hopes and promises that will pretty much lead to nothing, right? That's the only two directions that this space will go towards. And from the documents and from all of the, moves being made by TradFi and the big players like the IMF, the World Economic Forum, the BIS, all of them, it's pretty clear that we are now moving towards a completely new financial landscape where everything will be tokenized, DLT will be plug and played, and it's only a matter of time until we actually have regulations that will lead to these altcoins like Hbar and XRP realizing in their true value tied to utility. Now, outside of that, over here we have from Zoniqx, Zoniqx DCIS protocol and TALM solutions have integrated Chainlink's industry standard CCIP and proof of reserve, unlocking new capabilities for global asset management. This enhances RWA tokenization, improves cross-chain liquidity, and boosts transparency. Now, I saw a lot of people saying like, oh, Zoniqx does not matter, right? Because when you go and look at them, they only have 941 followers. I think that it's kind of comical that we now have like investment strategy in crypto. And you could tell like, who's been around, finance and investing for a while, and who hasn't. Because we now look at follower count and we look at, all right, they only have 941 followers. That means that this is a bad investment. That means that this company is basically a big nothing event. Like, it's so funny how that's what we've really kind of come to be, right? Like, we base investments now off of, companies' follower count. It's comical. But regardless, if we actually go over here, we can see Zoniqx's DCIS and TALM have integrated Chainlink's CCIP and proof of reserve, unlocking new capabilities for global asset management and trading. And we can actually see here that the global asset tokenization market surges and is projected to exceed $30 trillion by 2034. And again, it's funny because they say that 16 trillion by 2030. Now it's 30 trillion by 2034. So in 4 years, this is going to basically double. Very interesting, right? That's how fast tokenization will basically heat up. But this is all around cross-chain interoperability. So allowing basically any blockchain to be tapped in now through Zoniqx. And remember that this is all based on tokenization. The full focus here is tokenization. Blockchain interoperability is the linchpin for the future of digital assets. Traditional systems and Web3 applications require a seamless way to interact with multiple blockchains. Without CCIP as a standardized protocol, developers would face the daunting task of creating bespoke solutions for each cross-chain interaction, an inefficient and costly endeavor. Now, as we actually look at this, right, there's a lot of stuff behind Zoniqx, if you will. There's a lot of solutions that they are now pushing around tokenization. We've talked about the tokenization platform as a service. We've also talked about the tokenization asset lifecycle management, which is the TALM, and then the dynamic compliant interoperable security token protocol. All of these are key steps in order to realize in the full-on tokenized economy. And we have down here Two quotes. By integrating Chainlink's CCIP and proof of reserve, a central tokenization infrastructure, we are significantly enhancing the security and transparency of our tokenization solutions, improving RWA transparency and enhancing the way assets are managed and traded globally. Our technologies will drive innovation and efficiency in the asset tokenization market, ultimately benefiting our clients and the broader financial ecosystem. Now, outside of this, right, why is this important? Why are we focusing on Chainlink, right? I thought this was an Hbar and Xrp video. Yes, it is. In fact, if we actually look at this, right, we know that Hadera's tapped in with Chainlink. Heavy. But what about Ripple and XRP? Well, back in February of 2024, this year, Zoniqx and Ripple partnered to bring multi-asset tokenization onto the XRP ledger, followed by, right, this post here by Zoniqx, which is advancing supply chains with Invoice tokenization. Now, if we actually scroll down here, we could see some of the information behind this. Number one, right? The number one thing that I focus on when it comes to this is what Zoniqx is telling us around the assets to actually focus on. And down here, we have specific technologies and solutions for Invoice tokenization. And within this, if you actually read this interoperable platform, Zoniqx's platform supports interoperability across various blockchain systems, including Ethereum, Ripple, and Hadera. Listen, let's just be honest here. Ethereum, let's scratch it out of this picture because Ethereum is not good for scalable use cases. We've talked about this on multiple occasions. It's just not good. Ripple and Hadera, or XRP in this conversation, and Hbar are truly the big winners when it comes to tokenization. I really do believe that these two will absolutely dominate. I've talked about it on multiple occasions on why. But when it comes to Zoniqx, and now we have, Chainlink tapped in, it seems as though Ripple, Hadera, and Chainlink are three big players that we need to be focused on when it comes to this. Why? Why am I bringing that up? Well, because go and look at the recent 0.0 forum discussion, right? This is permissionless blockchain in financial services. Now, there's a few players from this space, sure, but the three names that are always being brought up in conversation whenever it comes to, financial services, tokenization, well, we have Ripple here with Lauren Beliv. We also have Hadera with the CPO, and then we also have Chainlink. Three big players tapped in on almost every single major discussion. By the way, the IMF was like one of the big speakers here at this roundtable. You also have JP Morgan here, Deutsche Bank. I mean, these are heavy hitting conversations. Then, this is not the only connection, right, between Zoniqx and also the 0.0 forum. We also have Hex Trust. Back in November of 2023, Hex Trust supported Ripple and Fubon Bank in HKMA's EHKD pilot program. Now remember, this use case was around tokenization of real estate. And if we actually look at the pilot program, look at the platforms tapped in. Toko. Where have we heard Toko before? Well, if we click Toko, we could see a breakdown of the technology. And if we actually go to the About section, this takes a second to load, we could actually see that Toko is tied back to DLA Piper, who is a GC member at Hadera. And by the way, Toko is literally built out on Hadera. Again, another connection right back between Hadera and Ripple with the EHKD pilot program. Now, on top of this, Hex Trust enhances offerings with XRP Ledger integration. This was on February 1st of this year. Again, this is around tokenization, exploring the capabilities of the XRP Ledger. Now, building on top of this, Hadera, the blockchain killer, back in 2022 of January. Interesting. And then, back in 2021 of October, Hex Trust, Asia's leading digital asset custodian, announces partnership with Hadera, the most used enterprise-grade public ledger. Then we have the DREC Alliance. From May, Ripple and the XRP Ledger Labs joins Hadera and Algorand ecosystems as founding members of the DREC Alliance. And then when we think about all of these connections, recently, back in April, there was a live interview between Lehman Baird and Brad Garlinghouse. And this is all because of Max Walker Williams. Big shout to Max Walker Williams. Worked with him on multiple occasions in the space. Very solid guy. Over here we have from XRP Drops. This is a 29-second long clip. We haven't yet come together around that, but I think there is an opportunity to do that. And this is talking about a potential collaboration between Ripple and Hadera. With all of these connections, I would not write off the idea of Ripple and Hadera working together on a lot of tokenization endeavors. They're already tied back on a lot of things, even around, the EHKD pilot program. We also have them, talking at a 0.0 forum together. And of course, they're tapped in on a lot of these platforms like Zoniqx, for an example. It would just make sense. But listen closely to this.
Yeah. And so, it's kind of like, if we are aware of something that's going on affecting Lehman and Hadera, how could, do we have a point of contact that we can reach out to the Hadera community and collaborate? And I think we haven't yet come together around that, and I think there's an opportunity to do that.
I think that's amazing. So good to hear for your respective communities, but the crypto industry as a whole. Lehman, I know that you're big on this.
I am very big on this. So this is absolutely what we need. What we need to be doing is having the blockchains working together for things like this.
And there you guys have it, right? Working together for things like this. When we think about this, this goes all the way back to what Chainlink is doing. They're tying everything together here around these tokenization platforms, because at the end of the day, every single major blockchain in this space, every single major DLT in this space will be tapped in. This is going to be a multi-chain world. It's not, Hbar is better than Xrp or Xrp is better. No, it doesn't matter about all of that. What matters here is how can these technologies that are extremely efficient and have been around for a while, how can they be integrated and how can they be utilized at scale? Tokenization is the gateway to that, and it seems as though Hadera and Ripple have set themselves up to absolutely dominate the tokenization space, where we have quadrillions, literally quadrillions of dollars tied to the values that will be not only impacted through tokenization, but also disrupted and made efficient. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, set notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.